I'm senior neighborhood reporter Bobby Portavant here in Waco. Now, the federal government shutdown has had an impact on so many people across our country, especially people who receive SNAP benefits, military families, and even federal workers, along with the travelers, because so many flights were canceled and delayed. But what kind of financial impact does this have on our economy? And what does our recovery look like? This year's federal government shutdown is the longest one in history, impacting wallets of all kinds over the last 6 weeks.
Federal workers have missed a paycheck, and there's a lot of federal workers in this area, and some of them will of course have to cut back on spending and do things like that. They typically make up for it later, but you do have that sort of temporary situation that puts them in a bind.
Dr. Ray Perryman is the president and CEO of the economic research and analysis firm, the Perryman Group, here in Waco.
For a shutdown like this for the whole country, you probably are measuring usually about 10 to 20 billion dollars in damages in a multi-trillion-dollar economy. So it's not usually a huge impact overall, but it does impact a lot of individuals who have need to interact with the government or need some sort of service or something from them.
But what about us here in Central Texas, and what does that dollar amount look like?
That'll translate into a few, so to millions of dollars in Central Texas. In percentage terms, it won't be a huge impact.
And the recovery?
We're dealing with a government that right now has not been efficient as it has been. So there may be some glitches, but on the whole, it should work itself out over the next few months pretty well.
Now, Dr. Perryman tells me that a key factor in how our economy will recover after the federal government shutdown really focuses on how lawmakers will vote and health care coverage for Americans, especially if health care is cut for so many Americans. You can read more about that inside this story over on our website, KXXV.com. Reporting here in Waco, I'm senior neighborhood reporter Bobby Portavant.